Good afternoon. I'm Shuvasmita Nanda. I'm growth partner at Ampliz, and I welcome you to the podcast in the theme of illusion of growth in healthcare marketing. At Ampliz, we work with healthcare sales GTM teams across the US, and one pattern keeps coming up in almost every conversation. Companies think they're growing because their acquisition numbers look efficient, but that growth isn't showing up in revenue. To understand why, I'm sitting down here with Charu Lata today, a performance marketer with 12 plus years of experience running campaigns for healthcare, D2C, and edtech brands. She managed over 25 crore in ad spend and has worked with healthcare clients both in India and US. In the next 15 minutes, we are going to unpack where healthcare marketing actually breaks down and what teams should be focused on instead. So thank you so much, Charu, for joining us here. And yeah, we'll be starting up with the questions. So the very first question, as I mentioned before as well, you have worked across D2C, tech, and healthcare marketing. What's something healthcare taught you about customers that surprised you?
In healthcare marketing, there you have to adhere to a lot of compliances,
Mhm.
approvals, guidelines, and on all the platforms also across Meta and Google also you have to adhere to a lot of compliances. Otherwise, your ads gets disapproved. And I
Yeah.
have had worked with a lot of advertisers who used to complain to me, my competitors' ads are running. My ads have gotten disapproved, although we have same, we are following the same rules. So what Google also does is
Mhm.
it let you keep running your ads even if you're violating some of the policies just to collect some data or compliances, and the funnel and the nurturing is also different. It requires
Mhm.
a lot of proof of concept when you talk about, because it's related to medical medicines, healthcare equipments, or any healthcare app. So it requires a lot of trust, and there is a lot of competition, and people think way too much when they seek any kind of medical advice, right? And for doctors also, when they're reaching out to patients, let's say I worked with some doctors, they need to have good reviews, they need to have good proof of concept and social proof for them to buy. Giants and big companies, let's say in health tech, if they are, is that they do not put their balanced focus on all the funnels. So they
Mhm.
primarily focus on top funnel. So the rest
Mhm.
of funnels are left unattended, and that leads to a lot
Mhm.
of increase in customer acquisition value. They do not start counting their LTVs early on. They wait a lot to
Mhm.
understand their LTVs.
Mhm.
And then they don't even break even. On numbers, it looks good, but when
Mhm.
you go to the revenue, they're burning money, and they
Mhm.
they take way too long a time to even break even, to come to a break even.
Mhm.
So that is what is happening, and that is what is different in healthcare marketing, and that's where I've identified the gap that people and the marketers, they need
Mhm.
help because they are not identifying the gap of not nurturing the bottom two funnels, which have not been like taken care of by a lot of professionals, or maybe they do not have a lot of understanding. So that's where they need help to understand and capture bottom two funnels to be more profitable.
Got it. Indeed, insightful, Charu. So you highlighted 2 points. That was compliance,
Yeah,
importance of compliance, and taking care of the bottom two funnels as well, like
right,
giving an overall importance to everything. So moving on to my next question. So in our LinkedIn, you posted about cost per install, right? You
right.
said it looked good on dashboards, but not translating into revenue as such. Why do
Mhm.
you think that happens so often in healthcare marketing?
Right. As I mentioned also that bottom two funnels are very important.
Mhm.
People and marketers are, yeah, we are getting $4 cost per install, or $5 cost per install.
Mhm.
But the bottom two funnels where you really need to nurture and make them, concentrate,
Mhm.
that's not happening. So the activation, so somebody comes to your app, so
Mhm.
they are a free user, okay, and funnels is like it gets it gets narrow towards the bottom, right? But we need to understand that the bottom two funnels, they need active. So the second funnel would be your activation. You're not
Mhm.
helping people to get on board properly. Your UI UX are not fixed. So everything is not related to ads also. If your
Mhm.
app is not intuitive, if your app
Mhm.
is not like, it's not reducing the friction, right? It's not
Mhm.
reducing the steps. If you're giving more steps to a person to get convert or to become a member of the app or the paying member of the app, you're not doing the right thing. So you also need, other than marketing, also you also need to understand the UI UX plays very important, important role. I also do CRO, conversion rate optimization. So if your app is not well optimized to convert, you can get as many app installs, but people are not going to convert or become a paying customers also. So you need activation also. Once they are there, you need to show them offers, you need to onboard them, you need to give them guidance. Okay, this is the feature, you do this from this feature. And then of course you nudge them, give them offers, you email them, you remind them also. So you're not nurturing. There are 4,000 customers, but out of them I say 25% are active, but rest of them are there but they're dormant. So you need to activate them also. So you need to help them with awareness offers, with clean targeting. So if first of all you improve your cost per install, so you get a sharper audience. So your audience targeting is should be much better. Once your cost per install is optimized and you've gotten less cost per installs and more top funnel is broader than the bottom funnel, then you nurture them. You need to help them understand the UI UX, convert them on the app, and then ask them become a paying customers also. From 25%, you have to nurture them over time. They will not become your paying customer in one go. Like maybe for a month or 2 months, you have to remind them or you have to suggest them. You have to be suggestive. So you nurture them also. So from 25%, it can increase to 50% or 60% also as a paying customer. So that's where people are failing. They are not nurturing the bottom two funnels. They are not nurturing their bottom funnels, especially. They're not activating them. They're not bringing them on board. They might not run right offers. They might not know the pain points also. So you need to be either send them emails, reminders, WhatsApp reminders also. Okay, maybe I'm also a heavy consumer, so I know that if somebody sends me a WhatsApp offer, okay, this app or this feature of this app is on a free trial for 15 days. Why don't you try it? So you need to make your own custom funnels also, and you need to do a lot of A/B testings also. And for improve your top funnel also, let's say you want to improve your cost per install. Furthermore, of course, you need to do heavy A/B testing with your creative, with your landing pages. People don't do that much of testing with their landing pages. Landing page optimization is also very important. So they don't people hardly do landing page experiments, A/B testing on landing pages. So they say, okay, I'm getting 10% conversion, but what if they test another landing page? It can give them a 15% conversion rate. So they think 10% is okay, but then they don't know that maybe a better landing page can give them a 20% of conversion rate. So a lot of people don't do A/B testing in their copies, in their creatives, in their landing pages. Their UI UX is also sometimes is not very helpful in conversions, and then they also don't nurture the funnels, the bottom two funnels.
Indeed. Highly insightful, was. And yeah, it is very important because currently I'm also in healthcare marketing, and the importance of landing page is something that is also I'm seeing
Yeah.
here. So it's very
Ah.
important to have it
Because
done.
What Google does, it will only rank your ad based off the quality of your landing pages because the keywords are associated, so they give keywords a quality score. And your keyword quality score is directly linked with your landing page quality also. If your landing page is not good by default, and it should be crawlable. Many
Yes,
landing pages, people what they do, they don't make it crawlable or indexable. So Google can't crawl it. If it
yes, yes.
won't crawl it, it will give you a below average score. And your ads, even if you're spending, your budget is good. The budget is not an issue, but your ads rank will not be ranking on top competitive positions. You will not get as many impressions or good positions. Your ad rank will be poor, and you will be losing out on a lot of potential customers just because you haven't worked on your landing pages. Because you have money,
Yes,
but you don't know you're not using it in the right way, right?
yes, I get it.
Sometimes budget is not an issue, sometimes landing page is the issue.
Yes, we have been at Ampliz also. We have been working with our landing page, and we are doing the same thing. It is giving the same results, but it was very insightful. You will imbibe all your suggestions to us as well, and hopefully your audience too. But moving on to our next question, what do you think? What's one mistake you see healthcare companies make when they try to scale marketing? Obviously, we
Oh.
discussed it could be especially when it comes to targeting data and understanding the right audience. What do you think?
Yes, I think most of it. Let's begin with the target audience. Sometimes Meta have introduced a lot of targeting, And if you're B2B, of course, LinkedIn is again a good platform. The leads are little expensive. So LinkedIn gives you titles that you want to target. Although you need to know. So sometimes what people they begin, so they begin the mistakes at the targeting level only. So they target a lot of people, and what Google and Meta they are doing, they're taking away a lot of control from you. So they'll audience plus targeting. So it will target beyond your universe also. So an 80-year-old who is not your target audience, she can also see your ad and your ad budgets get wasted. So first of all, do not go on a lot of automations. Try to take controls of your own campaigns. Make sure your demographics, you have researched really well on your demographics and their interest and their titles. Do a mix of channels, test channels, Meta, Google, and LinkedIn. See which gives you a higher conversion rate because usually Google's leads from Google's are high converting because they're a high intent. Like people are searching on their own because they want it. So test some platforms also. So first they go wrong with the targeting. Second, they are like very non-experimental with the platforms also. So I would suggest test a bit, important platforms. I won't say for healthcare, I won't recommend Snapchat, Instagram, and all, but LinkedIn, some bit of Meta, a lot of Google also, because people are searching on Google. And I also would say that now start investing in GEO, which is Generative Engine Optimization, right? Because a lot of people now they're not even going to Google, they're going to Chat GPT and Claude, right? Okay, best healthcare marketing, or let's say best doctor near me. And people are asking Chat GPT, and it's on just above, on the voice. They can ask, and Google is also moving towards AI. So Google also give AI reviews, AI overviews. So you need to also now, like a lot of people are not making this move. You have to make your website and landing pages generative engine optimized also. So they get, recognition from AIs. A lot of people are not doing it. What I've seen, a lot of people are not doing it. So targeting, not moving as per the changing technology. Also, I think people have budgets, but they're wasting budgets. They're not budget is not an issue with healthcare. I've seen. The only issue is their structure of their ads. Some, a lot of people have different, like they make a very wrong structure. They don't know how to group keywords in a theme, proper theme. They don't know how to track properly. They do not have pixels installed correctly. They're not tracking conversions correctly. They're not sending back feedback and data to the advertising platforms to optimize better. So a lot of small things that I notice people do, incorrectly, which is like I wouldn't say like making a lot of damage, but would like create small damages, small holes in your campaign flow. So not making the structure correctly, not testing enough creatives and copies. As I said, not testing enough landing pages also. So they are making these small mistakes which is kind of costing them more, in terms of profitability. They're leaking. There are a lot of holes in their flow, in their funnels. So they need to close those holes to, to come to make a successful campaign that is rewarding. And I won't say like it will start generating revenue from day one. Of course, campaigns takes its own time because it's all data now. The more data you give it, it will get more accurate. So at least like don't expect any good results like on 30 days or 60 days. At least give some 3 months to come to conclusion to do all the testing. People don't invest in testing budgets. They want results from day one. So invest some time in testing and collecting data, see what is working for you. Do landing page test, do creative testing, do your keyword testing and then see what is working for you, where you are getting better conversion, and monitor your campaigns. See which campaign is giving you a good conversion rate, right? Because I see a lot, I get good conversions from campaign and then I go to my Salesforce and then Salesforce I see, okay, this campaign was giving me good conversion, but people are not, they're becoming the lead, but they're not becoming the paying customer. So what Google sometimes does, it put a lot of negative or unwanted searches. It shows a lot of unwanted searches. Your ad on unwanted searches also. So people become your lead, but they will not because they are not searching that specific product. So you need to monitor at the back end of your CRM. Okay, this campaign
Mm-hmm.
made this percent of conversion rate, but why people are not? And then you go and audit your campaigns also. People don't do audits regularly of
Mm-hmm.
their campaigns. That okay, I am getting these many negative searches. I've not made a negative keyword list.
Mm-hmm.
That's why my ads are keep showing to no wrong people also. You need to audit your campaigns on regular intervals also, just to see
Mm-hmm.
if they are showing your ads to the right people or not. So all these small things are people don't do these, but they are very important to close the
Yes.
leads in your pipeline.
Yes, very much. And obviously, you can also add about the importance of credible data in requirement
Uh-huh.
of this.
Yeah, you need to, of course, credible data is there, and you need to give the data back to the to Google Ads. Now, most of the platform what they've done, they have this setting called enhanced conversions.
Mm-hmm.
So what they're asking for is give us your offline data. Let us know that how many people have actually become the paid customer,
Mm-hmm.
because most of them are just small ticket brands. They do e-commerce, so Google shopping ads or Meta shopping ads they work. But then if it's high paying ticket, let's say you are selling something for $5,000 or
Mm-hmm.
$10,000, it cannot sell from Google or Meta. You need to do offline sales or cold callings or reaching out, right? Then you will make a sale,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then you give that data back to Google Ads or Bing Ads. So on recently, Bing has also introduced this because a lot of people in US they are on Bing. So
Mm-hmm.
Bing Ads have also started enhanced conversion where you give your offline data back to Bing and it makes your campaigns more efficient and it will try to show your ads to more people who are actually likely to become a paying customer of yours for a high ticket
Mm-hmm.
product. Let's say for 5,000.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, data credibility is also important.
Yeah.
Sending data back to the platforms is also
Mm-hmm.
important. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's there.
That's what we are here also for Ampliz, right? To have
Yeah,
more data credibility.
right.
That's what we are also known for in the market
Nice.
as a
Yeah.
healthcare database, credible healthcare database. So
Yeah.
moving
Okay.
on.
Sorry, I might have mistaken. The credible healthcare databases to your. So you're providing a credible healthcare database.
Yeah,
Right.
this
Yeah.
was for our episode is entirely for our customers actually who would be
Right.
listening to it, and it is for their benefit. So yeah,
Right, right. I
yes,
think your database is like really sorted out target audience. They don't do not have to work on target audience. I believe. Right? Because
no,
you are sorting the target audience for them.
yes,
There is
yes,
not
yes,
spillover. So I think that it's one step taken away because it requires a
yeah,
lot of time and work and effort to to segment and funnel down your target audience. So I think that's
yes,
where Ampliz is really helping your customers.
yes, indeed. That's why we come into the place and we make the work more efficient
Right.
using the following sizes. Yeah. So moving on to our next question is for healthcare companies trying to grow efficiently today, what's one thing you think they should focus on before increasing their ad spend?
Okay, so as I said, first thing they should focus on, let's say if they have a website or they have an app,
Mm-hmm.
make your product really good and make your
Mm-hmm.
intervals, because if you increase your bounce rate or if it increase your uninstalls, that means there's something wrong with your interface or wrong with your website or wrong with your
Mm-hmm.
UI UX. So before going to the market, fix all these things, do a lot of quality control, do a lot of test, because any amount of budget will not sell a poorly made website or a bad UI UX. It cannot make up for that. So fix
Mm-hmm.
your landing pages, do a lot of testing before going to the market that there are there are no bugs, there are no the UI UX are intuitive
Mm-hmm.
and highly converting. So first of all that, and then of course everything comes to identify where
Mm-hmm.
your target audience is majorly on. Identify the right channels. Don't spend your money in any channel. See if you're highly likely they're on LinkedIn, run and
Mm-hmm.
spend your budgets accordingly. Let's say if you're highly converting target audience, so some people don't know how to do budgeting also. So they
Mm-hmm.
spend like I'm getting cheap leads on Meta, I'll spend increase my budget, and the leads are very poor quality leads,
Mm-hmm.
right? Just because they see that they're getting
Yeah,
two
this, yeah.
$2 cost, but then if your LinkedIn is giving you a $15 or $20 versus $2, but see how good quality leads it is. Don't
Mm-hmm.
run after quantity in healthcare marketing. At least
Mm-hmm.
go after quality leads. So a lot of people do that.
Understood.
They put their
Mhm.
budget more on the platform that they see, but then on the back end, the leads from those platform are not good converting leads. They're convert. So
Mhm.
it's more or less is the same thing then. Your money is
Yeah.
paid, you have spent like 2,000, $3,000 and you've got like two or three paying customers.
Yeah.
But you paid the same amount, $2,000, $3,000 on LinkedIn. And if let's say you've got like 10 right customers. So it is more rewarding. So people don't
Yes.
know how to budget also. So they see, okay, they're like quick wins and instant gratifications is their thing. So I think
Mhm.
you should avoid that. You should identify the platforms and then budget. Okay, I'll spend in case $10,000 budget,
Mhm.
I will spend $5,000 on LinkedIn. I'll test $2,000 on Meta, and then I test 3,000 or 4,000 on Google, of course, because Google
Mhm.
is also is very relevant. So you need to
Mhm.
identify your channels and test it, budget it accordingly, and then see which is more rewarding and high converting. So that another thing that you should do before
Mhm.
going to the increasing your budget. And
Mhm.
third thing again, write your campaigns first before
Mhm.
increasing budget. Find out what is not working in your campaigns. Fix that.
Mhm.
If
Mhm.
the keywords are not working, if the copies are not working, if the conversions are not being tracked properly, identify all those things and fix all of those things, and then
Mhm.
go increase your budgets and scale it.
Mhm. Okay. So, do you have any example around it? Like, if you can give a particular example to our audience, it would be more like easily understood. Like, any example.
Okay, let's say, so I'll give you an example of a health education brand. So
Mhm.
they sell nursing programs, bridge programs in
Mhm.
US. So to
Mhm.
nurses. So they are
Mhm.
bridge, they do, so they're like one-on-one tutoring, and their ticket size, average product ticket size is $8,000, $10,000.
Mhm.
So I have consulted them, I worked with them. They run ads on Bing, Meta, Google. Now we are also testing it on TikTok. I haven't yet tested, but it's in conversation.
Mhm.
So I began working for them for Google Ads, and
Mhm.
their structure was off. Most of their campaigns had broad match keywords,
Mhm.
and the broad match is fetching them a lot of negative searches, which were unwanted.
Mhm.
Although they
Mhm.
were getting some good searches also, but then when I fixed it, when I made a negative keyword list properly and I've audited
Mhm.
every week, their conversion rate improved on the offline data from the sales team. Because sales team, we get a different Salesforce CRM, and then where you
Mhm.
see that what's the conversion rate, what's the cost per enroll. So the
Mhm.
cost per enroll was $2,000
Mhm.
because at the cost at the back end, the leads were getting expensive. You know, we were
Mhm.
getting a $35 lead, which is
Mhm.
okay. But when we fixed it, we fixed the keyword. We tried more
Mhm.
tag matches and phrase matches, and then we fixed the conversions. We fixed the landing page. The landing page did not have enough information. The quality
Mhm.
scores were low. So we fixed all of that. And gradually the quality scores improved because they had budget. They were spending like $1,000 per day,
Mhm.
$500 per day per campaign. So we improved that. We worked on their landing pages. We made it crawlable. We added more information, FAQs, and more
Mhm.
information. So Google
Mhm.
identifies as a quality page, and the
Mhm.
rankings improved. The cost per lead that was coming from $2,000, it reduced to close to 1,200, $1,300. So
Mhm.
we were saving $700 per cost per enroll, and that they become their at least 6 to 12 months of paying customer. Like the
Mhm.
LTV was that,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
So that's how you do it. When you audit something, you see, okay, my cost per lead is fine. The cost per lead also can get down. So the cost
Mhm.
per lead eventually came down to $30.
Mhm.
So it was not going that high. So it can
Mhm.
further come down to $28. So we have also touched
Mhm.
$28 from $35 to
Awesome.
20. We have
Yeah.
brought it down to $28 as well. And at the backend side, so this is cost per lead. But when you go back
Mhm.
and see the cost per enrolls, how many people have enrolled? Let's say out
Mhm.
of 20 leads, 5 leads or 10 leads,
Mhm.
let's say five
Mhm.
leads have become. Although this is very good data to talk, but it's
Mhm.
not realistic. But let's say even five people out of those 25 people become a paying customer. That's again 5 of 25. That's again 25% conversion rate. And
Mhm.
the cost per enroll that was going significantly high, $2,000, 2000, sorry, $2,000, yes. It comes down to $1,200 cost per enrolls. And there were campaigns that were not serving us. We have completely shut it down because even sometimes after improving the keywords, what was happening, we Google was not able to crawl our pages, and they were not able to. So we need to fix. So we have shut it down for a while. We went back and worked on
Mhm.
our landing pages. We made it crawlable.
Mhm.
We
Mhm.
improved the load speed and everything because
Mhm.
Google also gives score to your landing pages. So we
Mhm.
improved all of that, and then we've restarted or made duplicated campaigns. Then they started picking up again because we fixed the issues on the pages. So the cost per lead dropped down to $1,200, and some of our so we run like I run 35 campaigns for them, and on some campaigns we are getting $8 cost per lead, and
Mhm.
an 800 cost per enroll as well, 600 cost per enroll, which is very profitable for them, and we're scaling on them. So you need to really monitor and audit your campaigns in order to optimize it properly because it needs regular intervention. Because what happens, Google bring in some new AI features and all. On Google's recommendation, I turned on the AI, but what it is doing is it's not it's showing your ad to a lot of people, which can be the right audience, but it also increasing my show rate to a lot of people which are not in my target audience. So I'm testing right now AI campaigns on Google just to see what's the data says. It's been like a month testing AI campaigns. I was mentioning as an example with working with
Mhm.
the ed ed tech brand, like we're selling their courses. So that's how we
Mhm.
improve their cost per lead, their cost per enrollment, their LTV values, customer acquisition
Mhm.
cost. On an average, I think somewhere between 2 to 2.5% is very good conversion rate for education,
Mhm.
because it's high ticket brand. So they on an average they have a program of $8,000 to $10,000. Of
Mhm.
course, what they were doing wrong, what their landing pages were off, the keyword
Mhm.
research was off, their theming and structuring the keywords in a campaign that was off,
Mhm.
and they were not also identifying the volumes, like keyword volumes as per searches. That was I've added a few more keywords identified in the market, and we went for that, and they added some incremental leads also to the flow, long tail keywords, long tail queries. So those were missing. So I made a separate campaign for that. So yeah, that's how we did it. Improved landing page experience, added more information, and that's how we able to improve the cost per lead, the cost per enrollment also, from 2,000
Awesome.
$2,500 leads to 1,200, 1,300, 1,600. Because
Awesome.
according to them, 1,300 is their sweet spot. Like anything above 13, 1,400 is expensive. Of
Okay.
course, leads takes time to nurture, so it
Mhm.
takes like matriculation time of 30 days for
Oh
old
wow.
leads, like to follow up with the old leads,
Mhm.
and there's always a lag. So at least a month old data. Whenever we check their data, it should be like 1.5 month old. It cannot be fresh. High ticket value products need matriculation time, follow up time, reach out time, warming them up and then converting them. So of course you have to take that 1.5 month of lag, just to see how your campaigns are performing. So we done that all of them for them. Now they're on a sweet spot of getting good cost per enrollment. So
Mhm.
that's one example.
Great. Thank you so much, Charu. It was really insightful, like this entire conversation that we had until now. By this, I'm trying to say that we have come to the end of the podcast, and
Mhm.
it was really insightful. The journey that we had, we learned from how we can go from leads to converting them, and
Mhm.
the importance of landing page, UI, UX, budgeting, and the importance of giving overall prioritization to all three funnels is very
Right.
important.
It's very important. Yeah.
Yes, very important. So
Mhm.
yeah, so thank you very much, Charu, for taking your time, giving us your like allowing us to have this conversation to you. It would be really grateful to us as our audiences. It would be really helpful to them. I think anyone working on an healthcare growth is going to take something real away from this conversation, and it is really very insight. It was really very insightful indeed. So thank you so much,
Glad I
Charu.
could help. You're welcome.
Yes, it was really helpful. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. It was
All
great talking
right.
to
Likewise.
you.
All
Okay,
right.
bye. Thank you so much.